Hello, good evening students. Yesterday I sent a video of solutions for problems on mean dimensions and output equation. So as per your interest I sent that video. So before going to that we have to see the basics or overview of the synchronous machine. Already you learnt how to use the circular poles as well as rectangular poles. What is the L by tau value? Okay, so how it can be used, why it can be used, respect to theory, we have to learn. What you mean by synchronous generator? Synchronous generator is a AC machine, or simply it may be termed as AC generator, which generates AC voltage. If it generates single phase AC voltage, so it is referred as single phase synchronous machine. Now it has three windings. It generates three-phase AC voltage, so it is referred as three-phase synchronous machine. It may be acts as a motor or it may be acts as a generator, similar to that of DC motor and DC generator. When you give the mechanical energy, it converts electrical energy known as generator. When you give the electrical energy, which converts into mechanical energy known as motor. But here the name is given synchronous. To generate the AC voltage of 50 Hz, the machine has to run for only one speed, that is synchronous speed. Ns equal to 120 F by P as per the desired frequency, as per the number of poles. So it directly depends. That speed the machine should run always, irrespective of loading action. So it is referred as synchronous machine. What is the difference between induction motor and synchronous machine? So in simply, synchronous machine runs for one speed. Induction motor runs for number of speed. It may depends upon actual load condition. As the load goes on increases, speed of the motor decreases. This is one YouTube video is available, how the synchronous motor works. What are the different parts of the machine? You can make it on and observe the video if you need it. Already we know that synchronous machine is AC generator. It works on Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So the AC voltage may be generated by two ways. Either conductors are rotating, respective of magnetic field stationary, as shown in figure number 1. As shown in figure 2, the windings, that is conductors, are kept stationary, magnetic field is rotating. Both the way EMF can be generated, but commercially we are using rotating magnetic field type, that is stationary conductor type, because it has more advantageous. All power generating stations, such type of alternators are used. Again, what are the types of poles? What are the types of poles? We are having two types of rotors, respective two types of synchronous machines, salient pole and non-salient pole. Salient pole machines are used for low and medium speed applications. These are having excessive winding loss if they are driven for high speed. Such type of alternators are referred as hydroelectric alternators. These are coupled with hydraulic turbines. So number 2, cylindrical type of rotor or non-salient pole type of rotor. In this type of rotor, the poles are not rotated, non-salient, non-projected. That means poles are arranged in such a manner in rotor core itself. The number of slots are punched between two alternative or two adjacent poles, but no poles are projected from outer core surface. Such a type of rotor are used for steam generation plants. So these are coupled with steam turbines. These are also known as turbo alternators, sir. Already I explained salient pole type of rotor, non-salient pole type of rotor. You observe figure 192. Figure 192. This figure 2 represents salient pole. Salient means project. If field poles are projected, such type of rotor is known as salient pole type of rotor. Field poles are fixed to the rotor core by mechanical arrangement. Hence, such type of arrangement has weak construction. These are mainly used in hydroelectric power stations. And opposite side, non-salient pole type of rod. That means non-project. Salient means, understand, project. Non-project pole type of rotor. Hence, you observe the first diagram. In rotor core itself, field windings are kept. Poles are also formed there only, but no poles are projected from outer core surface. Such type of rotors has or possess high mechanical strength, opposite to previous high mechanical strength, strong construction. Hence, such type of rotors are used for high speed applications. Hence, these high speed application type of rotors are mainly used in steam generating station. These are always coupled with steam turbines. Then, along with the applications, how the generators are classified. The number one, hydro generator. Previous slide only I have discussed. This is type of generator which is coupled to hydraulic turbine. Such type of alternators or generators are driven from 100 rpm to 1000 rpm, and such type of generators are available up to a capacity of 750 megawatt. Turbo alternators. Such type of alternators are used along with steam turbine or gas turbine. Such type of rotors possess strong construction. Hence, such type of rotors are also useful for high speed 3000 rpm, which are manufactured up to a capacity of 1000 kilowatt. Number 3, engine driven. The name itself implies the prime mover is IC engine. This IC engine may be based on diesel or petrol. Such type of alternators are used up to 1500 rpm and manufactured up to rating of 20 megawatt. Motors. Number 4, motors. Motors are manufactured in wide range capacity. They are provided with damper winding. This damper winding damps out of the oscillation of rotors during the rotor vibrations. Compensators. Usually such type of motors, synchronous motors, are called as synchronous capacitors because these type of synchronous motors develops leading power factor. Hence, these are called as synchronous condensers. It will act as a synchronous capacitor. It is also known as synchronous condenser, which provides the leading current. Therefore, it is also called synchronous capacitors. These capacitors are used to compensate the reactive power because these synchronous motors develops leading power factor. Usually induction motor and all industrial load are lagging power factor. Hence, to improve the power factor in the industry or in transmission line, these synchronous motors are used. Main function main function to compensate the reactive power to improve the power factor. Such type of synchronous motors are available in the range up to 100 MVAR and runs at 3000 RPM. Runaway speed, it is very important aspect in design of alternators. The runaway speed is defined as the speed which the prime mover would have if it suddenly unloaded when working at rated speed. Try to understand, it is very important, runaway speed. But as per the considerations in steam turbines, the steam turbines are equipped with quick acting overspeed governors. These overspeed governors, which are set to trip at 1.1 times of rated speed. Hence, turbo alternators are designed for 1.25 times of rated speed. Getting the idea? But the same concept in place of overspeed governors, such type of control is not available in water turbine or hydraulic turbine. In the water wheel or hydraulic turbines, the gate valves are used. The gate valves are used to control the head of water, but these are in slow action as compared to speed governors. Those are fast, but these gate openings are slow action. Hence, the machine attains high value of runaway speed. Hence, for design of steam turbine generators, by design of hydraulic alternators, these two are very important. So, following are the some values. Felton wheel 1.8 times of rated speed. Francis turbine 2 times of rated speed. Kaplan turbine 2.5 to 2.8 times of rated speed. Thus, salient pole machines are designed to withstand mechanical stresses encountered at the runaway speeds. This is also one of limiting factor. Next very important concept, output equation. Already we derived output equation for induction motor. So, output equation for induction motor and output equation for synchronous machine remains the same because both are AC machines. Both are AC machines. If suppose the question comes in this model, derive the output equation of synchronous machine, means you derive the equation of same induction motor. Getting the idea? All of you are going to be benefited. So, Q equal to C naught D square L N S. What is the Q? KVA rating of alternator. KVA rating of alternator. In case of generator, it is output. In case of motor, it is input. So, C naught output coefficient. Output coefficient equal to L1 times B average AC kWs into 10 to the power of minus 3. What is the B average? Specific magnetic loading. What is the AC? Specific electric loading. What is the kWs? Stator winding factor. It is similar to that of induction motor. Substitute the value. So, what is the L? Length of stator core in meter. What is the D? Diameter of stator bore in meter. kWs, stator winding factor. Same expression. Practice. So, next, design of salient pole machine. The main dimensions of salient pole machines are D and L. The choice of diameter depends upon type of pole and permissible peripheral speed. There are two types of poles in salient pole machines. One round poles, another rectangular pole. When round poles are used, the ratio of pole arc to pole pitch ratio of pole arc to pole pitch. That value, pole pitch means tau. Tau equal to pi d by p. Pole pitch equal to tau. Tau equal to pi d by p. Bs is the pole arc. So you observe from the diagram, you can understand. Under these conditions, here we can use circular pole with rectangular pole shoes. Pole shoes are rectangular, but pole is round pole. Core is circular, but pole shoe is square pole. In such case, length of pole equal to width of pole shoe, Bs. So it becomes length of pole equal to width of pole shoe. Therefore, Bs equal to L. So L by tau, it is very easy to remember. L is length of stator core. Tau is pole pitch. Pi d by p. L by tau. Remember 0.6 to 0.7. If the data is missing, you have to assume. You have to assume or remember 0.65 or 0.6 or 0.7. It becomes very easy to remember first class and FCD. Remember first class 0.6, FCD 0.7. Make some real time values to remembrance. So only one thing you have to remember, if round poles are used, then L by tau equal to 0.6 to 0.7. Or second possibility, if rectangular poles are used, then we have to use L by tau ratio equal to 1 to 5. 1 to 5. Now you can observe number 1 diagram, round pole. L is length of stator core, Bs width of pole or pole arc. Pole arc. In both cases you can observe. So number 1 represents round pole. Number 2 represents rectangular pole. So what we have to remember? If circular poles is given, L by tau equal to 0.6 to 0.7. If rectangular pole construction is used, then L by tau equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can select any value. But commercially 3, L by tau equal to 3 is used. Remember. Then allowable peripheral speed depends upon type of pole attachment. This is also one of the important point. Remember, for bolted pole construction, peripheral speed is 50 meters per second. Getting the idea? 50 meters per second or less than 50 meters per second. If the design lies, then we have to use bolted pole type construction. On the other hand, dovetail pole construction is used if peripheral speed is 80 meters per second, above 50 and near to 80. Getting the idea? Above 50 value, near to 80 value. In such construction, we have to suggest dovetail pole construction can be used. Remember, you try this one theory, then you go for problem. Problems are easy. This chapter belongs to all, everybody's chapter. Thank you to one and all.